Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, my name is Sasha. I love reviewing indie eyeshadow palettes. I do a lot of those, but for today's video it's gonna be something different because I don't think I have ever reviewed this brand in my channel, and it's not gonna be a normal thing. So if you guys are a fan of indie eyeshadow brands, then make sure to subscribe to my channel because I do a lot of reviews on indie palettes, indie singles. But for today's video, I picked up the whole Colourpop Twilight collection. So I took everything out of the packaging because I don't want to drop this. Yeah, I didn't know how to show you guys that I got the whole collection. Yeah, I've already done the swatches just now. I just finished. I did all the swatches of everything. I tried out the lip oils. I have thoughts to share about them. So I was a bit surprised that this collection sold out within like I think 2 or 3 minutes, and I got it within around 1 to 2 minutes. Like, I knew it was gonna sell out pretty fast, but I mean, not that fast. I'm not too familiar with Colourpop's launches because I mean, I do follow them and everything. I just check out what they launch. I just admire from afar. And I do have 2 other Colourpop palettes. My very first one is from, what is it called? I forgot what it's called, but it's like with jewel tones. It's like a fall jewel tone palette. It's very pretty, and that's an old one. I completely forgot what that one's called, but the last palette I got was Aurora Struck. Yeah, that one's really pretty, very wearable, wintry. So I guess I got another cool tone palette. And I'm a fan of Twilight, okay? I've only read the first book and then a little bit of the second book, but I never finished the books. But I mean, I love the movies. But yeah, I got so excited that they did a collab with Twilight because I love vampires. But if they did a collab with Vampire Diaries, I would die, guys. I would die. That's like my #1 favorite show. It's like my comfort show. I love vampires. Vampire Diaries. I love Vampire Diaries. And I know they did books on those, but I didn't read those books. But Twilight, yeah. I really wanted this collection, but I think I regret getting the whole collection. It's just a collector in me, I guess. I just wanted to get this for myself, but I'm just sharing my thoughts here with you guys. But let's do a little fast review. So for the eyeshadow palette, this color story is so cool tone and very foresty vibes. I don't have a lot of cool tone palettes. I am starting to get more cool tone palettes, which I'm happy about. And this one, the color tones, they really intrigue me. I just love that it has like a lot of light, like half light shades to half dark shades. It's such a nice gradient of depth levels. And the shimmers, I mean, nothing will compare with indie eyeshadows, my beloved indie eyeshadows, because they do the best shimmer, sparkly, shifty. There is 2 shimmers in this palette. It's Edward and Immortal. So I think those 2 are really, really beautiful. They're more on the gritty side, but they are super sparkly, impactful. So I can't wait to see how those look on the eyes. I'm not sure what kind of look I'll do today. And then for the Super Shocks, I was actually very, very surprised at Super Shocks. These are my very first Super Shocks. The texture to them, they feel so velvety, jelly-like. You know, it's like a toned down pinky purplish highlighter, almost iridescent-like. So I think this one has like an invisible like base, while the shade Vampire Skin, this one's more opaque, more white base. This one's super impactful, very sparkly, blue and silver sparkles. The liquid eyeliners, we got the shades Coven, Forever, and Vampire. So you get black and green that has sparkles, and then the red one has like a slight like shine to it. And when I did the swatches, I think the red and black one, they swatched fine, but the green one, for some reason, that one was very watery. So I had to build that one up. So I don't know if mine's like a defect or that's how it is with the green shades in general. But yeah, I'm kind of having insane regret for picking up the eyeliners, but it's fine. This is my first time getting a collection from Colourpop, so it's not going to be like a every single time kind of thing. There are some other collections I've been wanting to get, not the whole collection, but I've been wanting to pick up some of the Sailor Moon collections because I love Sailor Moon. It's just the timing, and I guess the timing was really right when the Twilight came in. I'm like, okay, my budget is pretty good. I could buy this. I want it, so I just traded myself. This is my first time trying out Colourpop lip oils, Luxe lip oils, and my first impression is that they felt very smooth, non-sticky, and I was liking it at first until, I mean, it's such a weird texture. There's like no texture. It's very slippery. And what it reminded me of, this is weird, you guys, this is very, very weird, but it reminded me of latex with yeah, it felt very slippery, like, and yeah, I just don't like that texture. Maybe I have to get used to it, but it's not sticky at all. I think Bow's is my favorite one because it has more pigment. The other two are not that pigmented. They just give a hint of color. I thought I was gonna like the black one. I mean, I'll use it. Maybe I could put like a blackish, grayish liner and just use the black one, but I feel like using the red one. I feel like a lot of people will like the red one. So I'm not sure if the formula is still the same. Yeah, I'm not sure if the formula is still the same with the other lip oils from Colourpop, but if it is, you guys gotta let me know. Like, I'm not sure if I'm a fan. I'll try to use them. They're not like that bad. They're not that bad. At least they're not sticky, but they definitely remind me of latex. It kind of has that taste too, in a way, and some sweet flavor. This is my first time trying to sew dry oil, shimmering dry oil. I always wanted to try one of these, and it's so pretty. And when I tried this on, I tried it on my arm. It was a little sticky, but not as sticky as the ones I've tried. I tried one from ABH. I have tried one from Kopari, and those are too sticky for my liking. But this one is just a little tad sticky, and the sparkles, it was like blue, silver, and I think a little bit of a like a pinkish red sparkles. And you can see there's like a tint of green, like the oil. It's really pretty though. I still have a little bit left on my arm, so I feel like I'll get some use of it. And also another thing, this smells amazing. When I put it on, I think there's coconut and something else, but it's kind of musky. I'm not sure what the notes are. I'm sure Colourpop mentioned it because I remember reading something about coconut. So it smells so good. It smells like a amazing like hair product, like something you'll put on your hair. So I wish I could put this on my hair, then my hair will be all glittery. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think without trying out the other products or the eyeliners, I feel like I could have passed on the eyeliners, but highlighters, I feel like I'm gonna love them. And then the body oil, I think I love it too. I just realized I wasn't recording. I just mentioned that I just put on the eyeshadow primer. It's Urban Decay Primer Potion, the clear one, and I already started adding some color. So I used the shade Unconditionally. I wanted to use that sky blue shade, and I was just mentioning that there's no mirror. I mean, I do love this picture. So one of the reasons I got this because the palette's magnetic, and I mean the singles I have, I think they're a little bit smaller because I just checked, because normally a lot of my singles are about the same size, so I think my singles are a little bit smaller than this size. So I was hoping I could just switch shades out. I mean, I can. It'll just look a little bit smaller than those shades. Like there's gonna be a small gap. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I bought the palette. I feel like I wanted to amp it up with my own singles, and I'll get more use out of it. But yeah, this is a nice, very blue grayish shade. I love blues like this. Blue grays. Oh, I remember I used to be obsessed with this color when I was younger. Okay, and then I'm going to get the shader here, 17, this greenish shade. I'm just doing like a color split. I need to try to use those liners. So we have a red, a black, and a green. I want to use the green, even though it didn't... Maybe oh, this is pigmented. This is really soft but pigmented. Oh, I got pulled out. I didn't tap out, so let me see. So I'd say just tap out since the shadows are soft. You guys are probably, of course, way more familiar with the brand than myself. But I really do love this color story. It's unique in my collection, because usually I always get unique color story, like more unique than this, of course, but since I don't have a lot of cool tone palettes, I'm starting to acquire a few already these past 2 months or so. So but I think this one's still different. Just the shimmers, most of the shimmers are a little bit more lackluster besides those two that I mentioned earlier. But yeah, oh, another one, a good comparison would be the Nomad Cosmetics. What is it called? Ghost Town. So if you guys feel like you missed out, or if you wanted this one, you could probably shop your stash, honestly. Alright, so my camera died and I didn't want to waste time, so I just did the other eye, the other side, the eye look. So this will be the eye look. Really simple and cute. Okay, we're just gonna, I'm just gonna repeat the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna deepen up the crease area with Impossibly Fast, this darker green shade right here. Really pretty. I love that this palette has depth, because if it didn't have depth, I would not pick it up, man. I need depth in my looks. Like, when it comes to pastels, I mean, pastels are fine, but I still need to add. Oh, see, I got kicked back. Oh my gosh. Again, with the same eye. I just need like color contrast, basically. And yeah, I think so far this inside eye look, it was really easy to do. Nothing was patchy. The green right here, this green is very soft. I was doing a liner shade, but then I forgot I needed to do eyeliner, test out these eyeliner. The eyeliner, I used the green one. It worked fine on my eye. Remember I told you guys it was pretty watery, so I was concerned about that. And the only thing, I know with certain eyeliners, like liquid eyeliners, some could burn. I remember maybe like a drugstore from a long time ago, like it burned me applying it, and I think after a while it stopped burning, like how this one happened, how just like this one right here. So I don't know, I don't think I'll recommend the eyeliners. It's better, I didn't go in one stroke, so it looks like it's creasing the eyeliner. So I know it's hard to find the right eyeliners, but it could be because I didn't do it in one shot, so that could be the thing too. I'm going to use my Bella Beauty Bar Shimmer Stay. It's an indie brand. It doesn't have a sticky residue. It's more of a, it feels like a serum. It just helps smooths out shimmers. And I'm just going to put all over the lid. For the shimmer, these are the ones I use. I'm going to use Ice Cold first for the inner part. Then in the middle of the lid, I'm going to use Immortal. And in the end, I'm going to use Lion and Lamb. And I completely forgot. I wasn't supposed to add the dark green until after the shimmers. So that's why. But it's fine. We can still repeat the same look. So I'm going to get the Ice Cold shade. And this is like a satin type of shimmer. It has a hint of green. It's like a green silver shade. And there's a little bit minimal sparkles with this shade. I'm using my brush this side. I use my fingers on the other side, but actually I do like this shade. My little one, he's in the background. He's falling asleep. So if you hear him, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's so pretty. Just very subtle. Okay, now I'm gonna get the Immortal shade. This one's a very flaky, textury type of shimmer. So I think I gotta tap out the excess. And then the eyeshadow primer I'm using is not sticky, but it will help as long as I press in the shadows. Okay, I just have to slowly work with this. It's really like, it doesn't feel like very gritty. I mean, my eyes are not sensitive. I'm used to textures besides like super texture shimmers, but that's adding so much. I'm just gonna use my finger. I feel like it's better to use your finger for these type of shimmers. So the shade Edward and Immortal, those type of shimmers are very gritty. So I'm just gonna use my finger just to help smooth it out. It's very shiny blue shade, very gorgeous. Just adds a lot of shine and reflects, very textury. Okay, and now for the end part, I'm gonna use the shade Lion and Lamb and dark green shade. Look at that. Oh, nice. It's a very pigmented shade. I just cleaned my brush and I'm just gonna basically blend this into the green right there. And I'm gonna go back to the Mortal shade real quick. Just blend into that green. Because I mostly have that blue shade, I'm just gonna kind of layer it just a little bit. So just a layer of shimmers. And then, I know, that's why I messed up. I wasn't supposed to add the dark shade. And I'm just gonna go over that dark green shimmer. I'm gonna use the shade Irrevocably right here. And I'm gonna use the shade Impossibly Fast just to deepen the corner right there. Just have a little pop of blue. And that inner corner you guys see, it's actually from the Super Shock, the Meadows. So that's what I'm gonna do next after this. Is I'm gonna get that 17 shade, that green shade. Just add it right here too. And add it back over here again. And just kind of fade it out. Okay, and then I'm gonna deepen it up with Impossibly Fast real quick right there in the corner. So I made this side really smoky, so this is like my best side, that's why. Now for the inner corner, I'm gonna use the Super Shock, the meadow I mean. It's like this, it's a purple iridescent kind of shimmer. Oh, so pretty. It's so squishy, guys. I love the texture. So I feel like I'll get a lot of use of these because of the texture. I love the texture. And I'm just gonna use my pinky. It's so soft. You guys, my first impressions, I'm like, oh my god, this is so soft. And I'm gonna add it back over here again. Alright, now for the eyeliner. I'm gonna use the shade Culvin. I don't recommend getting the eyeliners. I feel like it's not worth it. Because look at how much, it's so tiny. How much product you get? I'm not sure how much product it is, but it doesn't look that much. And the formula, I don't think it's good. I mean, I was able to make it. I mean, it's pigmented enough, but it's not good for layering for sure. So I'm just gonna basically try my best to do this while I'm talking, almost. Okay. I think the black one's really nice. I definitely like the black one better. Yeah, this one's not burning me at all. So it could be like the pigment of it. Oh, hold on. I think when it gets near my eye, that's when it starts to burn, but I think the green one definitely burned more. I'm gonna use the Super Shocks, the two different ones. I wanna use the purple one over here, the middle. And I'm gonna use my highlighter brush, see how it picks up. It's like very putty-like, so I'm not sure if it's even picking up. But I'm hoping I can use this as a highlighter. Might have to use my fingers. It's very subtle with the brush, but yeah. Let me use my finger. I don't like using my finger for highlighter. I don't. It's so soft. Oh, I guess it's pretty easy. The formula looks good. Doesn't emphasize on texture. It's really pretty. Like a blinding highlighter. Now for the other side real quick, I'm gonna use the shade Vampire Skin. This one's super sparkly, so I guess I have to use my finger. Or let's see how this one picks up on the brush. I don't know how to work it. It got streaky. I gotta use my finger. This one's probably too silverish. It's very thin, the sparkles. I'm gonna try to build it up and see. Okay. I think it's okay. It's okay. I think I prefer the purple one. That one was easier. This one, I'm not sure if it looks good. I mean, it looks, because it's pretty white, the base, that's why. There are my brow bone, so I'm just gonna do that real quick. It's so blinding on the brow bone, so you could also use these on the eyes too. Oh, it's super blinding, my mole's popping up. But yeah, it looks really nice with the on the brow bone. Maybe I'll use, yeah. Let me get this Vampire Skin shade and just you put it in my eyes. Just a little amp it up. So right there. Just to amp up this look a little bit. Yeah, I think that I look. I try to make it work with my style of shimmers. Try to make it as impactful, as bold, or how sparkly as I can with the products I have. So I'm gonna give you guys my review. So pretty much I kind of gave you guys my thoughts of the other products besides the palette, because I haven't tried a palette. The lipstick I was wearing earlier, it's limited edition. It's from my collection box from an early cosmetics, and from the Dreamer collection. It's the shade Cloudland, in case you guys were wondering, but you can't get it individually. It's from a collection. It's sold out right now, but yeah, I just recently reviewed, I recorded that video earlier, so that's the reason why I wanted to play with the lipsticks again. But then and then I had a pair with the lip oil. So the lip oil, they don't pair well with, I guess, with lipsticks, or even maybe liquid lipsticks. That's what I'm guessing, because they are very, very oil based. So this is only nice to wear if you just want like a hint of color. They barely give you a hint of color. Like the black is not intimidating. There's like shimmer in this, but you could barely, like, you can't even tell that there's any shimmer on your lips. And the blue one adds, well, since your lips are normally pinkish or so, if you put this, your lips are gonna look a little bit slight purple, very, very, very slightly, while the black one's just gonna give like a tint of a neutral, like, cooler color for your lips, while the red one's a little more pigmented. They're not super pigmented, but out of the three, this one shows up a little better on the lips. But I'm not a big fan of these lip oils. Now for the Super Shocks, well, I love how they swatch. I love how they look. I love how this one, the middle, looks on the cheekbone. I think it's perfect. I do have a few purple highlighters, but this one's different from the ones I have. This one leans a little bit pink. It's pinkish purple. It's really cute, and plus it's so invisible and doesn't emphasize on my texture or anything. It just blends into my skin. It doesn't look like a streak. Well, this one, I feel like, oh, maybe I should have added less. I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. It's different. I don't have a highlighter like this, but out of the two, I prefer the Mudo over the Vampire Skin. But then again, you could also use these on the eyes too, or for inner corners. I think the inner corner for this one, you could barely see it. You can barely see it. So I wonder how this one looks. Well, I did add this right here to amp up the look a little bit more. But yeah, so I'm kind of interested in their Super Shocks, but not really. I'll just play around with them, but they're not a huge regret compared to the lip oils. And now for the liquid eyeliners, I don't like that I have to read the bottom just to know the shade, and I still kind of confuse the shades because I was doing the green over the black over here by accident and I had to fix it. But these are not waterproof, I think, because I'm able to wash these off with water very easily. You could take it off with your finger very easily, so I guess they're kind of beginner friendly, but I think maybe they're not long lasting. I'm just guessing. And plus the formula, I don't think the formula's great. I don't think it's worth the money, honestly. And yeah, what I would have loved if they had like maybe like a stripe or a color or something, like some hint of color, maybe like a streak of blood or something, or droplets. So hopefully for a Vampire Diaries collection or something, so I can know like what color it is besides reading from the bottom. So I think that's totally not worth it. And for the eyeshadow palette, well, I only did one eye look, but compared to my indie eyeshadow palettes, I adore my indie eyeshadow palettes because the shimmer quality is out of this world. They just do the best in shimmer. Sparkly texture, duochrome, multi-chrome, shiftiness, all that good stuff, beautiful shimmers. You guys will be amazed if once you guys enter the indie world, the indie eyeshadow makeup world, you won't turn back. Like, you won't turn back at all. And so compared to this, it's definitely like not my favorite. Also, another thing, I mean, the mattes were easy to work with, but I had a lot of fallout, like more than I usually do than with other palettes. So that's something I don't like about this palette. So I have to make sure I tap out, because if not, then I have to do my eye look. If I'm gonna use this, but I have to do my eye look beforehand, before my makeup. And I think the color story, I do love the color story. It's very dark, forestry. Ooh, and I think they did good with the color story. The shimmers, I think the shimmers are fine. They're wearable. The two texture shimmers, they swatch beautifully. Honestly, they swatch beautifully. I still need to use this shade Edward, see how it looks. But this one, maybe because I use my finger, it looks a little more texture, but it was hard to apply with my brush. I don't know, I'm just not used to these type of shimmers, these gritty looking shimmers. So the Edward shade I have to test out. The Lion and Lamb shade, this green shade right here, I actually really like the shade. That's a nice green. So usually I'm not so into like pine greens like that, but this one's really, really pretty. So basically what I want to say about this palette, it's not the best palette in my collection. It's probably one of the least best, somewhere in the bottom. I actually have maybe a few palettes that are ranked below this, I would say, if I had to like compare. But this one, yeah, I just love the color story. So I'm not sure. So I just got this because I just love Twilight, but I'm a little disappointed. It's been a while. I think the Roller Stroke palette, I think that one's prettier. That one's better than this one. But then again, I still need to test out the other shimmer. But based on the swatches, they look really lackluster. So when you do looks with this one, they'll probably lean more on the wearable side and just a little bit sparkles in here and there. And the Super Shocks, I think the Super Shocks will help out. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna bring out my indie eyeshadow singles just to amp up my looks with this one if I want to bring this out. I just love the packaging. It's so beautiful. So that's the only thing. So this collection was basically, I mean, kind of fail to me. I'm just kidding. That's just my opinion, guys. I have more high expectations because I tested a lot of indie eyeshadow. That's why. So I love special shimmers. That's just me. But this one, oh, what I was wearing, I forgot to mention what I'm wearing right now is actually the Essence Extreme Shine Volume Plump Lip Gloss in the shade Purple Rain. That's what I have on right now, and then some lip liner. So if you guys are wondering, I forgot to mention that. But yeah, guys, that's basically it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys all so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.